The pain Bola suffered in the hands of her wicked mother-in-law filled Abike and Bisi with so much fear, they decided never to marry a man whose mother was still alive, as this would save them from suffering in the hands of a wicked mother-in-law. Once upon a time, there lived two best friends named Abike and Bisi. Abike and Bisi have been friends for so many years. They vowed never to get married to a man whose mother was still alive. This was because they grew up watching Abike's elder sister Bola suffer in the hands of her mother-in-law, who was not only wicked but heartless. Bola's mother-in-law was so wicked that she began to cause so much trouble for Bola in her home. Bola's husband began to hit Bola because of complaints from his mother, which were mostly lies cooked up by his mother to create strife between Bola and her husband. Because of the constant beatings, Bola lost so many pregnancies and was unable to have a child of her own. She suffered not only physical abuse, but also emotional and psychological abuse from her husband and his wicked mother, who despised her because she was from a different village. After so many years of torment, Bola's husband abandoned her and married a second wife. The pain Bola suffered in the hands of her wicked mother-in-law filled Abike and Bisi with so much fear, as they vowed never to go through such a trauma in their life. They decided never to marry a man whose mother was still alive, as this would save them from suffering in the hands of a wicked mother-in-law. Many years later, Abike fell in love with a very handsome man by name Abiodun. However, Abiodun's mother was still very much alive, and this was a red flag for Abike, who suppressed her feelings for Abiodun because of this sole purpose. Abike was deeply in love with Abiodun, but the thought of his mother being alive sent shivers down Abike's spine, as she dreaded being maltreated by a wicked mother-in-law. Abike did everything she could to avoid Abiodun, but Abiodun was relentless in his pursuit. One day, Abike found herself torn between her love for Abiodun and the fear of having a wicked mother-in-law. She discussed her fears with her best friend Bisi, who reminded her of their vow and also how Bola suffered in the hands of her wicked mother-in-law. Abike, unable to stand the possibility of encountering a wicked mother-in-law, told Abiodun to his face that she would have agreed to marry him if only his mother was dead. Abiodun, although in love with Abike, loved his mother so much and would never let any harm come her way. Despite being heartbroken, Abiodun moved on from Abike, seeing that her mind was already made up. A few months later, another handsome man named Tosin came forward to ask for Abike's hand in marriage. Abike was so excited to hear that Tosin's mother was dead. She accepted to marry him, and the wedding preparations began. One evening, Abike was fetching some water from the stream when she met a very beautiful girl by the stream who came to fetch some water, escorted by her mother-in-law. Abike overheard their conversation and noticed that the woman was the girl's mother-in-law. On seeing how happy they were, Abike couldn't help but approach them to communicate her shock. Abike revealed how unusual their relationship was, as she had never seen a mother-in-law who was so nice and loving to her own daughter-in-law. Abike could not help but tell the girl how lucky she was to have a mother-in-law who loved and cherished her like her own. As they were talking, a young man approached them, and Abike turned and realized that it was Abiodun, the young man she rejected because his mother was alive. The girl by the stream then introduced Abiodun to Abike as her brother-in-law. She was married to Abiodun's brother, and the woman was Abiodun's mother. Abike was stunned to know that Abiodun had a very loving mother. She returned home and could not stop thinking about all that happened at the stream. For days, all that Abike could think about was Abiodun, so she confided in her best friend Bisi, revealing all that she witnessed at the stream and the fact that she and Bisi might have been wrong all along to assume that all mother-in-laws were evil. Abike confessed to Bisi how much she still loved Abiodun, and Bisi encouraged her to follow her heart. Abike ran as fast as her legs could carry her to Abiodun's house, but when she got there, she noticed that Abiodun was getting married to another woman. This broke Abike's heart as she returned home sad and broken. Abike had no other option but to carry on with her marriage with Tosin. She spent every day regretting her decision as she loved Abiodun so much but rejected him because of the fact that his mother was still alive. Many years later, Abike had two sons who were now of marriageable age. Abike's first son, Femi, brought home a very beautiful girl called Funsho to introduce to his mother Abike, who was so welcoming and hospitable. She did all she could to make Funsho feel at home, as she could see how much her son Femi loved Funsho. However, Funsho looked agitated to see Abike and asked why Femi never told her that his mother was still alive. Funsho then told Femi that she cannot marry a man whose mother was still living. Abike at that point froze in shock to hear those exact words from Funsho. She quietly requested to speak to Funsho in private and asked why she made such a statement. Funsho then narrated how her mother suffered in the hands of her father's mother. Abike probed further and realized that Funsho was the last daughter of Bola's ex-husband, who remarried after he left her sister. This brought Abike to tears as her heart broke to see the damage that one woman had done. Abike spoke calmly to Funsho, narrating how Funsho's grandmother treated her sister Bola, who was her father's first wife. Abike also narrated how Funsho's grandmother's actions made her decide never to marry a man whose mother was still alive. She told Funsho how this decision made her lose out on marrying a man that she truly loved. Funsho was moved to tears as she hugged Abike, who reassured her that not all mother-in-laws were wicked and heartless. That was how Funsho agreed to marry Abike's son Femi, and during the wedding introduction, everyone was shocked to see each other again after so many years. Funsho then stood up to narrate how her grandmother's wickedness towards her own mother affected her perception of all mother-in-laws. The hurt in her voice touched everyone present, including her own father and grandmother, who apologized to her for how their actions had affected her life. Funsho's grandmother also apologized to her son's first and second wives for not being a kind mother-in-law to them all those years. Funsho's father also tendered his apology as he saw how his actions affected the people around him. From that day forward, the wicked mother-in-law and her son learned their lessons and began to treat everyone with kindness. The lesson to be learned from this story is that our actions have the power to shape the destiny of others, and sometimes judgments based on past experiences may lead to missed opportunities for love and happiness. It is therefore important to break the cycle of negativity by giving people a chance to prove their true nature. I hope you enjoyed the story.
Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us grow our channel. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.